I just wanted to make this as fucking evil as possible. So that's very simple. I can hear the soldiers marching when I hear that guitar tone. Time to talk about guitar tones again, don't you think? Today, I want to show you how I came up with how I dialed in the guitar tone for a really cool production I've been working on just recently. I'm talking about the German black metal band KANONENFIEBER, a World War I themed black metal band, but very catchy, very melodic, with very dark and very bloody German lyrics. And this kind of asks for a unique guitar tone, don't you think? I've been working on their U-Bootsmann EP that has just been released, and today I'm going to show you how I dialed in both the guitar tone of the rhythm guitars and the bass guitar. That's going to be fun, and it sounds like this. So when you start working on a new project and you need to find the guitar tone, where do you start? I usually try to come up with an idea or a vision of what I want. I look at the band, I listen to the songs, and then I try to find out where I want to go. So in this case, it is black metal, but it's highly melodic. So I was not going for a traditional Norwegian black metal tone or something like a lo-fi tone, or like I didn't want to sound like Gorgor or Thorimorth or anything like that. I was looking for a modern and fat guitar tone, but with a touch of black metal, a touch of coldness, a touch of ice, a touch of that typical industrial feel that those black metal guitar tones very often have. And sometimes when I have a vision like that, I know exactly which tools I need, which amp I want to play, or which cab, or which microphone, you know. Sometimes that's really easy because you've done it before and you know what gear you need to choose. This time, I didn't know what to use. And if you don't know what to choose, then you just got to try stuff, right? And what I did this time, I just turned on my Kemper amp. I have a very old Kemper amp. It's down here, full of Kemper profiles that I have recorded. I've never used Kemper profiles from anybody else, by the way. So I have maybe 200 Kemper profiles that I have created over the years. And I just went through those different Kemper profiles. So I've tried to find one preset there, one tone that gets as close as possible to what I have in mind. And what I found was this. A Kemper profile called Driftwood Tone. That was created with a Driftwood Darkest Nightmare amp, a fantastic amp. Check out Driftwood, link below. I really enjoyed that combination of fatness and coldness. Have a listen, sounds like this. So it has a nice kind of cold sounding pick attack for riffs like this. But it's also fat enough for the open riffs. And just for you to understand why I enjoyed this tone so much, let's just go back to where I started, because it was the band KANONENFIEBER. They recorded the DI tracks, and during the pre-production and during the vocal session that we did here, we were just listening to their tracks. And what they were using was this, look at this, Bogren one knob Rev-C, which is a great plugin. Totally recommended, link below, totally recommended for, especially if you need something fast, if you're writing songs, if you do a pre-production, whatever. You just need something that sounds great and feels great fast. Fantastic plugin, but it wasn't the right thing for this kind of guitar tone. So this is what we started with. Have a listen. And this is the Driftwood. Can you hear the coldness now? Are you freezing already? So colder, more precise, kind of industrial sounding. I can hear the soldiers marching when I hear that guitar tone. It has that ice pick attack, sounds cold, sounds really precise. And the Bogren rectifier sounds good, but just sounds wrong for this kind of music. More aggressive, I don't know, more compressed, more distorted. So I fine-tuned this one a little bit, and I was really happy with it. And then I reamped the rhythm guitars with this tone with my Kemper, and I adjusted the gain depending on the part, because we've got this really slow part here. Listen. Which just screams for a lot of sustain. So I fully cranked the gain of the amp. Listen, Driftwood soloed. Wait for the palm mutes. Lots of gain. I love it when distortion goes into fuzz, when an amp sounds like it's almost falling apart, if you know what I mean. Really cool. So for those parts, there's no more gain, and on the other parts, there's less gain. And I was pretty happy with this tone. But then I wanted more, because usually, as you might know, I love having two pairs of rhythm guitars, so I can combine two different guitar tones and blend them. To create a wall of sound, you know. The problem was I only had one DI left and one DI right. So what can I do? If you have been watching this channel, I'm pretty sure you have seen this, the magic pedal. This is the TC Electronic Mimic pedal that I'm using all the time. So this creates a fake double. And these are my settings, by the way. And this just works like a charm, especially if you have two guitars and you need another pair and you don't want to play it again. Or you just, you know, in this case, the band just recorded 2 tracks. That was all I had. So this pedal gave me the opportunity to virtually create another pair of rhythm guitars to thicken my already pretty nice sounding Driftwood guitar tone. This is the second step. So at this point, I think like, I'm happy with the basic tone, but is there something I'm missing? And here I just felt like I need more black metal. I need to blacken this a little more. It needs to sound a little more nasty. I want more of that industrial feel. That's how I call it, that industrial feel. So I tried a bunch of Kemper profiles again, but I already knew where I wanted to go, because I know I have some profiles that go into that direction. And what I ended up with was a profile, and this might be surprising, of a HM2 pedal, original Boss HM2 pedal, into a Marshall JVM 410 that I used to own. That is, I think it's more than 10 years old, that profile. And the funny part is that if you try to profile an HM2 pedal with a Kemper, it never works. It never sounds, it doesn't even sound close to the original. Don't even try to do that. The reason is, I think in this case it was a tube screamer, then it was the HM2, and then it was also distortion coming from the amp. So you have 3 different distortion stages, so to say, and the Kemper is simply not able to reproduce this. So what you get is a profile that sounds very different and sounds way less like an HM2, but sometimes this just sounds cool. And I got at least 3 HM2 profiles that sound nothing like an HM2, but they have a very unique tone. And this is what I came up with. These are the basic Driftwood guitars, the first pair. And this is the HM2. Ironically, no mids at all, very grindy. The Driftwood sounds way more vocal. But that's exactly what's missing, if you ask me, okay? And you remember, the Driftwood already sounds cold, so this sounds even colder. And together, it sounds like this. Pretty nice guitar tone, and I think pretty close to what I initially had in mind. Now let's focus on this nice rattling dangle bass guitar. or even in the slow part. Really, really nice dangle. So let's look at the bass guitar. I just wanted to make this as fucking evil as possible. So that's very simple. So I'm using 2 tracks here. You can see 2 bass tracks. This is the first one, which I would call my standard dangle track. And this is my high gain track. And this is the combination. So this is all done with plugins. Let me show you what I'm using here. The first one is a very typical plugin combination for me. Let's just switch off the plugins. First, I'm going into the Waves CLA Bass, and I kind of use this like a boost pedal just to pre-shape the bass tone. Slight distortion, slight compression, slight bass push. And it's just, yeah, pre-shaping, pushing the bass DI into the right direction. And then I'm hitting my favorite plugin for bass, Mammoth from Aurora DSP. Look at the settings. You should get both plugins, by the way. There are links below to both plugins. This plugin, the Mammoth, even has 2 of my presets included. I just love it because you can get a bunch of different but very nice and brutal sounding bass tones. This one is great too. There's another link to this one below. Usually it's really, really affordable. Nice combination, but that was not enough. I blended this with another track, this one, because I really enjoy, especially lately, I enjoy adding high gain guitar distortion to my bass tracks. But how do you do this? It's very important, at least for me, before hitting a high gain guitar amp to filter out some of the lows. You see this? Everything below, what is it, 190? Because if you don't do this, the distortion easily sounds farty in the low end and gets untied and fuzzy. And by cutting the lows before you hit the distortion, you can simply use more gain. Isn't that wonderful? And then I'm hitting a, what is this? JZM 800 from Amplitube. I'm typically using Softube's 800, but here I was using this one for whatever reason. And then we're going into an EQ with some slight changes, but nothing important. Together, both tracks sound like this. Let me show you another nice trick. You see, both those tracks go into a bass group. There's some automation here as well. And on this bass group, I have 2 plugins that are great for pushing the bass guitar in your face if you want to make it audible. One of them is the Pultec. I've shown that before. It just has this wonderful 1 kilohertz setting on the high band that I think all other Pultecs don't have. So if you just crank that, it will make your bass guitar come here. Okay, just have a listen. And this is so effective. You can really, determine how much you want to not only feel, but actually hear the bass guitar if you use that 1K setting. Really, really cool. I'm also boosting some of the lows here as well. That's all I'm doing. Fantastic plugin from Softube. Get it, link below. And another plugin that is great for this, but just a little more dangerous, is this one. And this one is from Drumforge. And this one is a 4-band exciter that it adds overtones, adds saturation, and blends it in on 4 different frequency bands. And it's intended to be used on drums. But I use the high mid band very often on bass guitar. So you basically got a gain up here where you can define how much overtones or distortion you want to add, and then you can blend it here. You just have to be careful because this can easily be too much, a very extreme sounding plugin. So if you do too much, it can easily be like ordering a coffee and then somebody brings you a fucking whatever, strawberry cheesecake frappuccino or something. But if this is used in a gentle way, it's usually really cool. Let me just show you what you can do. It just makes that frequency range sound more distorted, in this case the upper mids. So basically 2 plugins to push the bass more into your face. And the more you hear a distorted bass like that, the more people go like, oh, this sounds fucking evil. You know, very often the evil part of the tone comes from the bass. All right. Nice combination, don't you think? And here comes the coolest part of the video. I want you to mix this song. Do you want to mix a KANONENFIEBER song? You can download all the multitracks, reamp the guitars, use your favorite drum samples, and show me how you think this song is supposed to sound. Because inside my academy, Kohle Audio Kult, we're doing a little mix contest. We call it Mixing Ritual. So if you join the academy or you just get this little course, you can download all the original multitracks. And if you upload your version of the mix, you will get a personal mix feedback from me. Okay? So I will tell you what I like and what I maybe don't like about your mix. And then, this is even getting more exciting, then it will be the KANONENFIEBER band leader and singer Noise who's going to choose the winner of this mixing contest. So you might be chosen by the band and you will get a fantastic prize package, whatever, something really cool and personal from the band. Okay, so please follow the link below to the black metal mixing ritual with KANONENFIEBER. This is $19 and you can download the multitracks. You get a mix review from me, or you just join the academy, which is much smarter. Join the academy for 3 months, that's the minimum, and you will get all our courses, including the Nolly drum course and all the other cool stuff that we have. Really, like all courses from day one. Sometimes people don't understand that. If you join Kohle Audio Kult, you get everything we've ever released. You can mix a Motorhead song. You can, there's too many courses to mention, right? All the basic courses that I have done. You also get 2 free plugins. You get free IRs. There's a lot, incredibly much that you get for your money if you join the cult. But if that's too much, $19 and these multi-tracks are yours. Make a mix, upload the mix. I will personally check it out, give you a review. The band will hear it and you might even win something cool. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Ring the bell, ding dong, tell your grandma about it. That's all for today. I hope I will see you inside the cult, and I hope you will enjoy mixing some melodic black metal with me. I see you in hell, motherfuckers. That's the right thing to say for a black metal band. Maybe not the word motherfuckers. I don't know. See you in hell then, my friends. Bye-bye.